All right, here's the last new part of this unit, okay? So we've talked about expressions and evaluating them and how to write them from real world problems, etc. Now we're going to break them down as far as kind of more understanding them, kind of analyzing just a little. So we've got this situation where it says Stacy is planning her wedding reception. The ballroom she is renting costs $350 plus $14 per person attending. You don't need to write the expression, they give it to you here. It says the expression to represent the total cost of the venue is $350 plus 14p to represent those people. So instead of focusing on like solving or anything like that, what we want to do here is identify a value for p, which is number of people, that is possible, right? So like they don't tell us what p is, and there's tons of options of what p could be, because if you think about what p means in this case, it's how many people are attending this wedding reception, right? That could be a wide range of numbers. And so we just want to talk about what is one possibility that you could come up with. And if you're struggling here, I'm going to give you a few tips, okay? So one possibility for this situation is any positive whole number, including 0, right? Like, I think that'd be silly in this case, so it's not necessarily the most reasonable, but it is possible, right? She could invite no guests and just pay for the room, right? I mean, very unlikely, but it is possible. Notice how the word is just possible. So here's an example I gave, and if you want to use this for yours too, you can, or you can come up with your own. But any positive whole number could work here. For example, if I chose 100, so P could be 100 because Stacy could invite 100 people. That is possible. So you could pick a wide range of numbers, right? Lots of things could be possible for this. She could invite 50 guests. She could invite 500 guests. She could invite 273 guests, right? Lots of options, but that is possible for her to invite that many people and for that to work for our value of P. Okay, now here's what we really want to get more into. So again, make sure you picked something and gave some kind of explanation the way I did. I gave you an example here. You can either use it or go off of it to come up with your own. But the second question is to identify a value for P, again, number of people, that is not possible. Because while there are tons of options for P, it is not an infinite amount. Okay, there are some that would not make sense in this situation. Now, in other situations, there might be an infinite of possibilities because things, all the numbers might be possible for it. But in this particular case, there are some that are not possible. And if you're not exactly sure what I'm getting at, here is a hint. Okay, any negative number or decimal or fraction cannot work for this. Okay? Because you can't have a negative number of people. You can't have a decimal or a fraction part of a person. We're not going to only invite that person's left arm, right? Or we're not going to owe people to the venue by having negative people, right? That'd be like, oh, I owe you a few people next time I come, right? That doesn't make any sense. You can't have a negative amount of people, and you can't have just part of a person. That doesn't make any sense. So we can't use negatives, decimals, or fractions. So here's my sample answer. If you want to use it, go ahead. If you would like to have another one, or use another one, that's fine. But I said that one possibility that would not work for P is negative 75, because Stacy cannot invite a negative amount of people. Okay, that just would be craziness. Okay, you could pick something else too. I could have said 125.3. Well, that's not possible. I can't invite 125.3 people, right? That makes no sense. I could also have said 15 and 1/2. I can't invite 15 and a half people. That just doesn't make any kind of sense, okay? That's not how you can invite people. Doesn't make sense. So I gave you kind of the general rule, but make sure you're able to give me an example and an explanation, because that's what it says on yours. It gives an explanation, okay? So you try the next one on your own, taking what we learned, okay? Don't overthink it. It's really a very similar type of problem. But make sure you get a teacher's signature on it first before moving on to correcting your pre-assessment. You're almost there. So close. Good luck.